Welcome back to What Are Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a T95 Tier 9 American tank destroyer. It's located on the westbourne of Sand River under the command of Andromedaa. Now he loves his T95 so much so that he's actually put a Union flag right over the back of it. It's an American tank destroyer, Andromedaa, not a British one, but he loves it. He really does love it. He sends me a lot of replays on this T95. And, well, some of them are, well, so we say ordinary games where he's just having a bit of fun. But this one is rather special. So, yes, this one has made it to a video. Now, the T95, it has a 155mm gun as its main armament, capable of doing 750 alpha and penetrating up to 276mm of armor with standard ammo. And it'll go up to 320 with the APCR. Now he's taking it up onto the heights to start with, because after all you want to see if you can blast somebody from a distance with that huge boomstick. Otherwise known as the Death Turtle, or Doom Turtle, depending on which way you want to look at it. It's one hell of a tank destroyer. And now that he's found his way up to the top here, instead of actually going down to the bush, he's going to sit behind the ISU 152 and shoot over his shoulder at the enemy who come up the centre on the riverbed. He's just lining it up now, just wants to get it right. This is very odd. I don't think there's any enemy tanks in that direction. But it looks like our FV207 just took a lot of damage. Maybe he was hit by an enemy tank. Yeah, they're indicating that there might be an enemy tank to the north of our base. It might be that the enemy has managed to zoom over the top of the map very, very quickly with some light tanks or some mediums. And the FV207 was seen, and you can see an outgoing shell there. And he's having a look, and he's found the target. Yes, there is a Leopard up there. Oh, he ricochets off the Leopard 1. It's a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it, so he's middle tier in this game. But that's rather unfortunate that the Leopard actually bounced that round. Even the ISU 152 recognises the danger to the team, that if there's a Leopard there, there's probably somebody else up there too. And there is. It's an STB-1. Japanese medium coming in. Nope, that didn't work. He's loading the APCR. I don't think he needs APCR for the STB. I think what you need is high explosive rounds on the STB, because the high explosive rounds will do a lot more damage. They're capable of doing 950 alpha instead of 750. And they would probably... Oh, we got that one in!
I can't see the target.
And it's a high roll for 855. That STB is really hurting now. And there's another enemy up there. It's a T69. Now the reload time is actually just under 15 seconds. But that shot on the T69 didn't go straight. He's waiting for the reload and then he can have another go. Lost sight of the target. The Leopard 1 goes beneath the horizon. It was kind of a snapshot, that one. Wasn't on target. So he's not having a great game so far, but it does get better. I can tell you that. It does get better. The Leopard has managed to make his way down into the riverbed. And our FV207 looks to be very vulnerable now. Up comes the Leopard. He's turned to get a shot. Oh, the Leopard kills the FV207. Now he's definitely going to be coming up this way. So I think the moment he spots that guy, I think the Leopard was probably going to take evasive action. Well, not anymore, because he's actually dead. He's back in the garage. But you can see shells are hitting the rocks near Andromedaa, so he's decided to pull back. Enemy Arty, well, there's one. We've lost all our Arty. In fact, we're now down to just 5 players left on the team. So this is going to be a tough one for them to win. Okay, is that a Death Star? No, it's not. It's the British heavy tank, the FV215B, which is actually a very good tank. Unfortunately, that shell hit the ridge line, or I should say the dune line. Excuse me. Now he should be able to get that one in. Just a few more seconds. That one went in, yep. Low roll, though, 684, but he was seen. And he's got a Wizzy 1201 FT coming towards him. But that's a tier 8 tank destroyer. Not a very good... Not... well, it's got a good gun, but it's not likely to pen a Doom Turtle very easily unless he can aim for the cupolas. Because you need to aim between the tracks or the cupolas, and he's in a hull down position at the moment. The enemy are closing in on all directions, and there's still 10 of them out there. Okay, he might be able to get a shot on that Centurion from where he is without having to move that much. There he is. Oh, just briefly saw the outline. Trying to pull into a position. Yeah, got him. But he had to expose himself briefly for a moment to that Wizzy 120, who didn't take advantage. And he did take a hit from the FV215B. Very good shot at long range for that guy. Nope. That one didn't work. Again, it was a bit of a snap, but he just needs to angle a little, and it makes it very difficult for that FV215B to get any shots inside. Yeah, bouncing. Oh dear, again. Not quite. Just move about quite a lot. Angle. Yeah, he looks to be fairly well angled. Yeah, the FV215B knows to pull back, but he didn't keep below the ridgeline, and he's out the game. So it's now 3 versus 6. Little better odds. Well, not really actually, because it's about the same odds as it was before. There was 5 versus 10, and now it's 3 versus 6. Still 2-1. ELC on the move, but go for the ISU. Oh! Now he got him. High roll, 861. The ISU goes down to the E100. There's a Gorilla 15 up on the cliff above the river. But in order to get a shot at him, he'd have to expose himself. I don't think he really wants to do that just yet. It's now 3 versus 4. Much better odds now. But if he pulls out any more, he will get hit by that gorilla. He needs to go behind the rock in order to get a shot on the gorilla. And he's lost sight of him, but he is still within render range or within view range if he can get a sighting on the guy. Well, our teammates are still getting hit by Arty. There's the LC Evan. Or Steve 90 as it should be known. After, oh, he did take a round from the gorilla after all, and it was in the tracks. He's fixed the tracks. Locks on to the gorilla, but misses it with a snap. It wasn't fully dialed in. So important to let that thing dial in. Now he's got him. That's it. Yes! Low roll, 718. The gorilla's not moving. And which is surprising really, because if he stays where he is going to get wiped out. I don't think you need to see him now. He just fired the round in that spot. And he gets another hit, 851. That gorilla is a rather silly player because he shouldn't have stayed there. He should have moved.
Let's find another target.
He's going to have another go, I think. There he is. Just the gun shield. Nope, didn't get it. I'd say fire high explosive now at that gorilla. Any shell landing near the guy is going to damage him. And remember, these are 155mm shells. So if you fire a higher explosive shell at them, the burst radius alone on these shells is enough to do some damage. In fact, it's 3.78 meters, you see. So, oh, and he goes down to the ISU 152. Probably did fire an high explosive round in. And now Andromeda's going to have to move to a new position to get a shot on the ELC. There's still 3 enemies out there. The ELC's just killed our ISU 152. A strip's been seen in the south by the E100. Now I have the feeling that Andromeda is going to stay up here on this mount, even though it's still under danger of being shot by the GW Tiger P on the enemy team, who doesn't appear to have been targeting him at all. I think he's been reserving all his shells for the E100 and the ISU 152. He's already got 5.2k of actual damage and blocked 3.4k of damage, so he's potentially got the high caliber and a steel wall. Of course, he's got to maintain his fire rate in order to ensure getting that high caliber. The Striv is outside his render range, so there's no chance for him shooting at that. He'd have to move a lot closer to get a shot on that guy. And oh, we've lost the E100, so it's now just Andromeda versus 3. So he's got to carry now. He's got 3 kills already. If he gets all 3, he gets a top gun as well. You can see they've been trying to hit his cupola. Lots of shots aimed at that cupola, the near one. One shot actually was aimed at the aft cupola as well. You can see that. Yeah, try to. In fact, actually, the one that did penetrate did hit the rear cupola. He's having a quick look for that Striv. He's outside render range as far as we know at the moment, but he might be sneaking up. Of course, he knows that that Andromeda's up on the heights, and the ELC's come up onto the height. Turn round. Okay, keep your back against the wall. Don't let the ELC, and he's been hit the tracks, so he's fixed his tracks. He's only taken more damage on the tracks, so he's got to stop this guy from getting behind him. Now he's in reload now, the ELC. He's got 2 marks on the barrel of that ELC, but he's got behind Andromeda, which is a bad move for the ELC because he can either be squished or Andromeda can back up against him and up against the rock and turn to get his gun to face on the ELC. And the ELC's only counting on his maneuverability to get away from Andromeda, and he's tempting Andromeda down from the cliff. And there is the Striv, and the Striv's now inside. He takes a round, dies, and now it's 1 versus 2. Much better odds. If the ELC comes over that top, thinking I'm going to get the kill. Oh, we missed the chance there to get a shot in him. Back up against the rock though. Turn round. He's firing his 3 rounds in. 2 of them hit, I'm afraid. And he is using APCR, which is going to make it expensive for that ELC 790. But he looks like he's going to try and do it again. Andromeda wasn't as quick the first time. He could have actually got a kill on that ELC if he knew that he was coming over the top. And I think he was fairly certain that the guy was coming over the top. But the ELC's made a big mistake now. He's come up the same way. And now he'll have to run away. But is he going to do? He's going to run straight around the rock and come down the same way? No. It's so slow, the Doom Turtle. Only 20 kilometers an hour forward speed, 10 back. There's no way he can keep up with the ELC. The ELC can run rings around him. So long as he backs up against the rock, there's nothing the ELC can do to except run away. But the ELC stays around. Auto aim on, and he gets him. Big mistake by the ELC, but unfortunately there's only a minute left. And unless the enemy Arty has come up this way, I'm afraid it's probably going to end in a draw. It all depends now on where that GW Tiger P is, and I suspect he'll probably be at the other end of the map. He hasn't been firing up here, and it makes me think that he's an AFK. He says in chat, no chance to get Arty. Well, I don't think so, no. Unless he's motored up this end, and he's a very slow Arty, he probably won't. So it looks like it's going to be a draw. 20 seconds left on the clock. He took a lot of damage from that ELC, But the ELC made one cardinal mistake of staying too long in front of the pointy end, and that's why he paid for it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. It's a draw. So it is a draw, but it's a good draw. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it was an ace tanker for Andromeda in the T95, the Doom Turtle. He managed to get a Biter badge of getting at least 4 kills. He got 5 in the end, just 1 short of the Top Gun. A Shellproof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A Duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. And a Fire for Effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He picked up a High Caliber for getting the highest damage in the game. And he also got a Steel Wall as well for blocking the most damage in that game. At least 11 hits and over 1,000 hit points of damage blocked. And his win rate from that battle was 9,306, which is a very high win rate, very high Super Unicum standard. And unfortunately, it was a draw because there was no chance for him to get to the Arty. But from the fact that the Arty wasn't really responding towards the end of that game, he may have gone AFK. We can see from the team scores that he actually got the highest damage with 6,115 hit points of damage, whereas the next highest scorer was the E100 with 3,790, and then that ELC managed to get 3,234. The GW Tiger was active. He did get 2,805 hit points of damage during the game, but it appears that he just went inactive after a while or just didn't bother to fire at Andromeda. Maybe he ran out of shells. In fact, I don't think you can run out of shells in the GW Tiger P because the reload time is so long, and so I suspect he did go AFK. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of kills with 3 kills to the E100 and to the Striv S1, 2 kills to the ELC, the Leopard, the Batchat 25 ton and the Object 907. And when it came to base XP, yes, it was in fact the ELC who did the best in that one. 965 for the ELC because he was spotting as well as doing damage. And 829 went to Andromeda. And the next high scorer was the GW Tiger P on the enemy team with 632. He fired 19 rounds in that game, got 11 direct hits, 10 penetrations, no splash. Damage of 6,115 hit points, of which 3,761 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see some long-range shooting that was across the riverbed at the enemy on the north side of the bank, and some close-in action as well on the enemy that came close to him. 17 hits received from the enemy, only 3 of which penetrated, and those ones actually penetrated came from the ELC 790. 13 non-penetrations and 1 hit by way of splash damage. He blocked damage of 5,110 hit points in total. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 5. And on a premium count, he earned 65,817 credits, got 5,588 for Courageous Resistance. That's for getting a Battle Hero or an Epic Medal. He got 2 Battle Heroes in this one, and in a losing or a drawn game. So he got 71,405 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and yes, he did fire some premium rounds in this game. Unfortunately, he should have fired some HE ones actually. He probably would have done much better. And he ended up with 14,361 credits lost from the game, unfortunately. He earned 1,243 XP, 724 for Courageous Resistance, 1,000 for completing a mission, and 2,968 experience points altogether. He says something for the Arty players, well done. Well, the Arty player actually forced the draw, but I don't think it was anything of his choice, because if you look at the stats for the GW Tiger P to actually see how many shots he fired, well, he fired 15, 4 direct hits, 2 penetration, 11 splash, so he was active, but he just did not fire at Andromeda at any time during the game. I didn't see any shots hit him from the enemy Arty. Whereas he was visible towards the end because the ELC was spotting him all the time, and yet no shells were coming in. It leads me to conclude that the GW Tiger P was AFK at the other end of the map, and there was no chance that he was going to help them try and win the game. He wasn't going to come over to the west, and because he was still over in the east, there was no chance that Andromeda was going to get over there to kill him in time. So 4 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 destroyed, and 1,509 hit points of stun assist off 12 stuns. So he did have a good game, but yes, he was, I think, AFK. But as for Andromeda, it was a very good game. except of course the fact that he did use APCR when he should have been using HE. If he fired HE at some of those tanks, especially the ELC, even a near miss with HE on the ELC would have done a huge amount of damage, possibly even tracked him long enough so you could get another shot into him to finish him off. So I would recommend to Andromeda, do consider using the HE rounds on the Doom Turtle, because they do have a lot of effect. It's a lot more damage than the standard rounds. And if you've got a target that's fast moving, a near miss is enough to bring them down, or at least wound them long enough so that you can then finish them off with an AP round. So, if you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.